I am talking with David Fischer from Landmark Capital, and I've been aware of Landmark since the beginning because I was around, David, when you started at Landmark Capital. That's because you and I have known each other for a long time, and we've been friends for a long time, and I've been a client of yours for a long time, and it's because, gosh, this one word, integrity. I love that. Tell people about your philosophy. It's why I think your company's so great.
Well, unfortunately in my industry, Jim, a lot of companies, the competitors, they use a lot of pressure on people.
Yeah.
I believe just the opposite. We believe in integrity. We believe in education. My philosophy is if you tell people the truth, tell people how this works, the benefits and the drawbacks of metals, because every market has those benefits and drawbacks.
Right?
People are smart enough to make their own decisions, what's best for them.
Imagine
And
that.
yeah, imagine that. So, I learned a lot of good business principles from my dad, who is a very wise man in business when he was around. And I grew up on a farm. I'm very conservative. So if you understand farm values and
Mm-hmm.
how things operate, hardworking, tell the truth, be honest, have integrity. At the end of the day, your word is your bond. And just tell them how it is. You don't have to remember the story because it's real. So
Right.
that's how we operate here at my company. And those are the type of people I hire at my company.
A lot of these other companies, and we have to talk about them because they're out there, right? A
Sure.
lot of these other companies talk about having gold and silver in their vaults, and that's a big deal for them. You don't do it that way. You don't do commercials that way. Why is that?
Well, you probably heard some of those commercials that do say, we have gold in our vaults for you. And
Mm-hmm.
that may be true, Jim, but the real question is that gold that they have in their vault, is that the best kind of gold for you?
Hmm.
Or is it the gold that they just might have in their vaults, something they were trying to get rid of, and you're the next person that contacted them?
Good. That'd
And
be
so,
awesome, right?
I'm not here to speak bad about my competitors. I look at the grass under my feet and not worry about theirs. But what I found to be true in the industry, and I've been doing this now for 26 years. So some people would call me an industry expert. Some people ask me if I'm a financial planner. I don't have the letters behind my name. But what I found out in the gold and silver industry is that, I could say the same thing. I have gold and silver in my vaults, but it might not be the kind of gold for you. The old adage, one shoe fits all, and that is not how investing works in
Right.
stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or even gold. So at Landmark Capital, what we do is quite different. Instead of telling the person here, buy the gold in our vaults, we find out what the best kind of gold is for them, and actually they discover that. So if you're listening to our YouTube channel and ask you the question, have you ever heard of the terminology when it comes to precious metals, the three columns? If you haven't, that should tell you that maybe somewhere along the lines, the company that you were working with either didn't know what that meant, which is a
Mm-hmm.
big core fundamental on how this market does operate, or they weren't concerned about educating you and they would just wanted to sell you the gold and silver in their vault. So I encourage you to contact my company and learn about the three columns. That will give you the ABCs, the fundamentals on how the choices of the markets are, their benefits, their drawbacks, and market performance over three major bull markets. So we believe in education, we believe in strategy, but we believe mostly that if you give people the facts, they can choose the market, what's best for them. And if that's the gold and silver in my vault, we'll do that. If that's not, but a different product, I can get that product because I work with one of the largest wholesalers in the world. So that tells you a little bit about us. We want to help you be informed.
I get the strategy part, and one of the things I've always liked about you is you've never told me, like, put all your money in gold, which is, you and I've talked about this. That would be just as crazy as telling somebody to put all their money in stocks, right? I mean, that's not diversifying, right? What I really love though about the education part is that you're making people comfortable with what you're doing for them. It just brings this whole level of honesty to the situation. I love that about Landmark Capital. I love that about you.
Think of it this way. You wouldn't dare build your house without a blueprint, and neither should you invest without a strategy. So how you get that strategy is imperative. And there are different markets out there that do different things. And so we believe that nobody can take care of your money better than you. So why wouldn't you want to learn how the different markets, how they can take care of your money and what best market serves you?
Right.
So if you open people's eyes and that's the old adage, I'm going to teach a person how to fish rather than fish for them. That's kind of essence what we're doing. We're helping them be a good stewards of the funds that's been entrusted to them. You don't put all your money in any asset class, and that's not wise diversification. And so you're going to never hear from my company, put 100% of your money in gold or silver. The end of the world is coming. It's not. It's just going to go through a big change. And gold and silver serves as a hedge against that, and we can help you do that outside of your IRA, inside your retirement accounts like IRAs, 401ks. And we have a lot of information, investment packet.
And I love that you guys can do that, by the way, there's no tax liability. And you actually let me take physical possession of the gold.
It has been very helpful for a lot of people to take control of their financial future. So we do a YouTube video on this coming up called the bail-in, which is where the government is illegally can seize a portion of your wealth. Physically, you own precious metals in your IRA or outside of that. This is going to keep you safe from those types of mechanisms or currency devaluation or inflation. It's just a great asset to hold, especially with the performance of it, because it's been outperforming the stock market every bull market cycle we've been in. So it's really imperative to get some sort of representation of your wealth into precious metals.
How do people get in touch with you? How do they learn more about Landmark Capital? How do they learn more about my friend David Fischer? Because I've gotten to know you, and I just have nothing but respect for you. How do people get to learn and meet you, David?
Well, they can go to our website at landmarkgold.com, and they can learn more about us, more about our company. There's videos there. I've contributed to TV Ameritrade and on national radio quite a bit. They also can do it the old-fashioned way. Call us at our local number, 602-287-9200, and no pressure. You're never going to be asked to hurry up and make a decision or none of those nonsensical things, but we're going to empower you with knowledge, and you can take your time to learn what is best for you, and then we can hopefully be one of the companies that we can facilitate what that is actually being best for you.
Oh, and don't forget about the blueprint, David.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a thing called a blueprint, a financial blueprint. So that's why I was saying earlier that, you wouldn't build your house without a blueprint, so neither should you invest without a plan. So we ask you a series of questions that causes you to think a little bit about what investing means to you. And we go over risk, we go over what's the goal here? You want asset preservation, you want growth, you want a combination of those, you want non-confiscatable metals from the government. Does that not concern you? And because of all those things, we come up with a strategy. You get to choose, but we help you get to that end goal, and then we invest with a plan. That's called our financial blueprint.
All right. Well, contact Landmark Capital at landmarkgold.com. That's landmarkgold.com. And I'll see you really soon, David.
Sounds good, my friend. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.